there were the religious leaders, the magic-practicing priests, chief among Moses' opposers. These men were, aside from Pharaoh himself, the most powerful men in the realm. All this impressive array was aligned to back up Pharaoh in support of the gods of Egypt. And Moses and Aaron came before Pharaoh, not once, but many times, Pharaoh's heart getting harder each time, because he was determined to keep his valuable Hebrew slaves under his domination. In fact, after announcing the 8th plague, Moses and Aaron were driven out from before Pharaoh, and after the 9th plague they were ordered not to try to see Pharaoh's face again on pain of death. Acts 10. 11:28. With these things in mind, it becomes most understandable that Moses repeatedly appealed to Jehovah for assurance and strength. But it must be noted that he never failed to carry out to the letter what Jehovah textoi acute miritra longo. Moses 437 centuries later the Apostle Paul said, of Israel's subsequent crossing of the Red Sea. Our forefathers were all under the cloud, and all passed through the sea, and all got baptized into Moses by means of the cloud and of the sea. 1 Co 10. 1, 2 Jehovah did the baptizing. To be delivered from their murderous pursuers, the Jewish forefathers had to unite themselves with Moses as head and follow his leadership as he led them through the sea. The entire congregation of Israel was thus, in effect, immersed into the liberator and leader Moses, mediator of the law covenant. In the 3rd month after the exodus from Egypt, Jehovah demonstrated before all Israel the greatness of the authority and responsibility that he placed upon his servant Moses, as well as the intimacy of Moses' position with God. Before all Israel, gathered at the foot of Mount Horeb, Jehovah called Moses into the mountain and, by means of an angel, spoke with him. On one occasion Moses was privileged to have what was probably the most awe-inspiring experience of any man prior to the coming of Jesus Christ. High in the mountain, alone, Jehovah gave him a vision of his glory, putting his palm over Moses as a screen, allowing Moses to see his back, evidently the afterglow of this divine manifestation of glory. Then he spoke to Moses personally, as it were. Acts 19. 1-3. 33. 18-23. 34. 4-6. Jehovah told Moses, "You are not able to see my face, because no man may see me and yet live." Acts 33. 20. And centuries later, the Apostle John wrote, "No man has seen God at any time." Job 1. 18. The Christian martyr Stephen told the Jews, "This Moses is he that came to be among the congregation in the wilderness with the angel that spoke to him on Mount Sinai." Acts 7. 38. So Jehovah was represented on the mountain by an angel. Nevertheless, such was the glory of Jehovah as manifested by Jehovah's angelic representative that the skin of Moses' face emitted rays so that the sons of Israel could not bear to look at him. Acts 34. 29-35. 2 Co 3. 7:13. God constituted Moses mediator of the law covenant with Israel, an intimate position such as no man has ever held before God except Jesus Christ, the mediator of the new covenant. With the blood of animal sacrifices Moses sprinkled the book of the covenant, representing Jehovah as one party, and the people note out the representative older men as the other party. He read the book of the covenant to the people, who replied, "All that Jehovah has spoken we are willing to do and be obedient." Acts 24. 3-8. Job 9. 19. In his office of mediator, Moses was privileged to oversee the building of the tabernacle and the making of its utensils, the pattern of which God gave to him, and to install the priesthood in office, anointing the tabernacle and Aaron the high priest with the oil of special composition. Then he took oversight of the first official services of the newly consecrated priesthood. Acts chapters 25-29. The chaps 8-9. A fitting mediator. Moses went up Mount Horeb several times, remaining on 2 occasions for periods of 40 days and nights. Acts 24. 18. 34. 28. After the first of these occasions he returned with 2 stone tablets written on by God's finger, containing the 10 words or 10 commandments, the basic laws of the law covenant. Acts 31. 18. 4. 13. On this first occasion Moses showed himself to be fittingly qualified as mediator between Jehovah and Israel and leader of this great nation of perhaps 3 million or more. When Moses was in the mountain, Jehovah informed him that the people had turned to idolatry, and Jehovah said, "Now let me be, that my anger may blaze against them and I may exterminate them, and let me make you into a great nation." Moses' immediate reply revealed that the sanctification of Jehovah's name was the thing of primary importance to him. That he was completely unselfish and did not desire fame for himself. He asked nothing for himself but, rather, O textoi acute miritra longo. Moses 438. Many were the times that Moses represented Jehovah's side of the covenant, commanding true, clean worship and executing judgment on disobedient ones. More than once he also stood between the nation, or individuals thereof, and their destruction at Jehovah's hand. New 12. 14. 11-21. 16. 20-22, 43-50. 21. 7. 9. 18-20.